Duval, what's up?
What's up?
Yo, it is Jaguars episode today. We're doing the Jaguars overview. I can't just. There's nothing bad I have about this team. I really can't say anything.
No, I'm excited for this team. I'm excited.
I am too. This team, I predicted 3 years ago. I'm like, yeah, I have them on a 5-year plan. Like, I think they're going to do something in 5 years. That was 3 years ago. We are now going into year 4, and I have a feeling that I'm steering the course, man. I'm still on this boat. I'm still on this wagon, whatever the hell you want to call it, dude. I still think that they're just elevating themselves to the next level. I'm excited. Anthony, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, what's up, Anthony?
Yeah,
what
probably
up,
getting ready for work or whatever he's doing this morning. But yeah, no, it is 7:15 here in the morning. What time is it over at 10 for you?
10:15 where I'm at. Yep.
Yeah, so not too bad. But no, overall, look, the Jaguars, I like them. Okay, I really do. Like Trevor Lawrence, I loved them before he even entered the NFL. Like I knew he was something special. So
I agree. I was a little worried with Urban Meyer, but I think they're right.
Yeah, but you know, when you're getting coached by a child, you're not very productive. So it sucks, you know what I mean? So overall, in the last 2 seasons, both 2021 and 2022, Jacksonville Jaguars had the number 1 overall pick. So that kind of helps them out. Now last year they went 9-8. Last season, going into the AFC South playoffs. So they won the AFC South, getting into playoffs, and then matching up to the Jaguars. At that point, it was just, we're like, wow, dude, like, how they made this team is just a miracle. So we're like, you know what? I'm going to put all my money on the Chargers because there's no way the Jaguars are going to beat the Chargers. boy, did they prove the entire world wrong. So
especially coming in that second half.
Yeah, it was just like it was just nuts. All right, what's this? In the Warriors tone. All right, dude, is this a basketball thing?
No, it's from an old 70s movie. It's like, Jaguars.
Okay, all right. There you go.
Nailed it, Mark.
All right, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to show me this. You're gonna have to tell me this movie what this is later. But yeah, no. So look, they probably had one of the most historic comebacks in a playoff game ever.
Yeah,
27-0 in the second half, beating the Chargers 31-30. It was just like crazy. I was like,
right. And if it hadn't been for the Vikings earlier in the regular season, it probably would have been like one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was nuts. So
Rated. That's it. That's the second part of it because it's like Warriors come out and play, so that's the Jaguars, and now you put them come out and play.
All right. See, no, I'm missing out. I'm missing out. It's fine. It's fine. But no. So then they went to the previous game, or not previous game, but the next game was the Chiefs, and they played Patrick Mahomes, and they lost 27-0. So unfortunately, it just didn't turn out the same way. But that was the first year under Doug Peterson, which was good. I mean, obviously, a dramatic change from Doug Peterson to Urban Meyer. Maybe it was the collective players that they've had between the 2 years. I don't know, but I do believe Peterson did see something in this team. You know, I've always liked him. He's a good coach. So going into quite essentially just one of the youngest teams out there, really.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So
that's why I'm excited about it because you look at what they did in the 2022 draft. Like, they set their defense up for success for years to come. Just exactly. Draft alone. And now you just add other pieces like Calvin Ridley and.
Mm-hmm. So last off season they spent over 175 million guaranteed money just on free agents. So it was like, a plethora of dude, like, and then the payout of it seems to be pretty good right now. It's obviously you just mentioned Calvin Ridley. Last year they brought in Christian Kirk. Zay Jones was there. It's just they're giving Trevor Lawrence everything they need for this offense, and it seems to be working out. Now, I don't know how Calvin Ridley's going to play out, but I do think that he's going to make an impact no less than Marvin Jones did. If anything, take that role. So I'm excited for these guys. Now, besides all the free agencies and all that, they brought in literally a whole new team through the draft. So, Mark, do you have your list ready?
I was looking at their draft and I was like, "Good Lord, how many freaking people
do you have that list ready? Because you
do. I always do. We'll see.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Go ahead and start out. Put the overlay up, man. Holy crap!
Yeah. So with their first pick, they actually traded back with Buffalo, and they took Anton Harrison, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma, helped shore up their offensive line. Then in round 2, number 61, they got Brenton Strange, tight end out of Penn State. With round 3, number 88, they got Tank Bigsby, running back out of Auburn. Round 4, number 121, they got Ventrell Miller, linebacker out of Florida. Round 4, you got 130, Tyler Lacey, defensive end out of Oklahoma State. So again, it looks like they're going like outside the first 2 picks, looks like really defensive heavy on the draft. So we did Tyler Lacey, right? So we're on round 5, 136. We got Yazir Abdullah, linebacker out of Louisville. 160 was Antonio Johnson, safety out of Texas A&M. Round 6 was Parker Washington, wide receiver out of Penn State. And then another round 6 pick was Christian Broswell, defensive back out of Rutgers.
What's up, Anthony? 7:20 a.m. tier 2. So, yeah. We're on the same standard time zone right now.
Oh, I
So
thought you
good.
were not in DC anymore. I guess.
He's traveling, I guess. I don't know.
I guess that's cool. But yeah, there's a lot of people. Again, mostly defense. I find that interesting.
You can read these last four off?
Is there
Or
more?
yeah, man.
Oh Jesus! Sorry.
Scroll down a bit. What are you
The
doing?
so
Keep going.
NBC Pro Football Talk changed their website up, so it's a lot different. So I'm sorry.
Okay.
So
All right.
so then we got another round 6. We got
So yeah,
Eric Howard.
they had 3 in
II.
round 6,
Yeah,
man. That's what
yeah,
I thought.
I got
You
that.
just
I
stopped
didn't
there.
realize like it's much bigger, so I didn't realize I had to keep scrolling. So also in round 6, Eric Howlett, the second DB out of Pitt. Then in round 7, where they had 3 picks as well, you got Cooper Hodges, guard out of Appalachian State. 227 was Raymond Vohask.
Lasky, yeah.
Yeah. Defensive tackle out of North Carolina. And then their very last pick, 240, was Derek Parrish, fullback out of Houston. Hey, a fullback got drafted. That's not something you see every day.
Probably the one guy who's probably going to start day 1.
Yeah, right?
But, dude, it's like,
Derek Parrish, the only fullback on their team.
Like I said, man, they drafted an entire team.
Yeah, almost
they
like
had
taking
that
the
many
whole
picks.
screen.
Yeah, this is our biggest one yet. I thought we had another team who had this many picks too, but it wasn't like, I think maybe like 3 or 2 shorter than this.
Yeah, this is.
But
it's
a gangload of rookies. It's a gangload of rookies. Now
we're just gonna go from the youngest team to the youngest team because keep bringing this many people in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know like how much hope I have for like all these round 6ers and on, but at least for the round 5s and up, I'd definitely probably be there for a round. Like Antonio Johnson, I know was one of our guys that we talked about. I think we even showcased him a little bit. But no, or maybe we talked about him, but I'm not sure if we actually.
I think you just talked about him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Colts. That's what it was. Colts had 12. I know there was a team that had a crap ton. But yeah, so it's a lot, but hopefully it works out. They got age. They're a young team that's getting younger. Apparently, I don't know if they all stay. Who knows? Maybe they all won't sign. I'm not sure, depending on how well they do, if they make cuts or not. Now the question is, can they afford everybody? I think they can. I don't think they're like too broke.
Well, I think that's why they're making this big push now because they know they have 3 more years with.
They're at 12 million, dude. Yeah. Right now.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why they're making this push. That's why they signed so many people in last offseason. Signed more people this offseason. They're like, we have a 3-year window before T-Law gets his huge contract where he becomes the number 1 paid person in the NFL.
Look at Brian over there. Yeah, hello, Brian, using your Spoiler Kings account. Jesus. Self-promoting bastard you are. But yeah, look, if you want movies and comic books and whatnot, Brian's over there using his alternate account. Spoiler Kings is his main show. That's it. That's his main show, guys. He says he loves his football and stuff, but he's a bigger nerd than he is football. I kid you not. He really is. And if he's not, I don't care. I'm labeling it that way. No, but it's look. The Jaguars are one of those teams I'm like excited for. They have the best chance to make the playoffs again because the other teams around them suck.
Oh yeah, their division, they're gonna take it for sure.
Like it's just no doubt about it in my mind. Trevor Lawrence is just. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna have himself a hell of a year.
Tank over here. Maybe it was Tank.
Was it Tank? Exactly.
Oh no,
maybe it was Tank. I don't know.
But he says exactly, Mark. They know they got to get that big winning team before they lose fortune for T-Law. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. They'll restructure some type of contract. There's no way they lose. T-Law at all.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why they're going all in now because they have the extra cap space without him.
Yeah.
Oh, and Brian's on there now.
Don't hate. I was about to use that account too, but I saw Brian was on it. Not hating. not hating. I'm just
parts nerd and jock.
yeah. I'm not hating. There's no hate. Did I say no? I'm not hating. Relax, chill. All right, chill. Freaking Tank. First of all, go back to bed, you old fart. Okay, you're acting like an old man. You're letting that kid beat you up. I'm surprised you're not sleeping right now because you've been up all night. All right. Anyways, let's do the let's do this. Let's do the depth chart of the Jaguars.
Offense.
Yeah, let's do offense as we normally do first.
Right.
So ran under Press Taylor and Mike Caldwell. Obviously, Doug Peterson is the head coach, as we mentioned before, but here we are. I think T-Law gets paid this off. Yeah, he might. Hold on.
Might.
Is it are they coming on their 4 already?
This is his 3rd year. So going into next year will be his 4th. So they can start talking.
They could go next year without having to talk about it. They're gonna pick up his 5th.
So going into this next offseason will be his 4th, and that's when you can start talking about.
And plus, he's a first rounder. He has to have the 5th year.
Not just a first rounder. He was 1st overall.
Well, yeah, but I'm just.
He says I'm half asleep right now at work.
Oh my gosh, Jesus.
And he says Hurts did. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Hurts was a little different. Hurts wasn't a 1st-round pick, so they could still do the 5th-year option with
at least one more season. I think. I agree with that right here. Maybe that's the likelihood, just because I think, and I'm just making a bold prediction here. I think they make a move for a veteran receiver next year. If they can afford it. Braden, do you have? I don't know where Braden figures out his numbers, but that's a guy in the chair. Do you know how much money they'll have coming in next season? But yeah, so next season, if they have the money, why not? I don't know, Stephon Diggs. Look, I don't think he's gonna be there in Buffalo. I'm just saying. The dude cries and then he's gone the next season. So I don't know. Amir Fields also wants the security after this year. That's $25 million. These guys are all young enough to still be in their first contracts. That might be enough to sign someone. That could be enough to sign someone big time. But we'll see. I don't know. But right now we're talking about 2023. But that's just my prediction, because that'll give them that push to give them higher into the playoffs. This year, we'll see how well they do. I swear, it's everybody has to compete against the Chiefs. It always seems like, what are we going to do to beat the Chiefs?
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, Trevor Lawrence, obviously one of the best quarterbacks that's ever came in. High prospected guy. I think he's going to elevate his numbers again more this year with the weapons that they brought in with Calvin Ridley, Zay Jones, Christian Kirks. And Jamal Agnew is just like a Swiss Army knife. So And then ETN and they brought in Tank Bigsby, who's probably just another ETN, and Jermichael Hasty's there as well. So what do you think of this offense?
The Browns running back, Dearness Johnson, is back there too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they signed him for depth, which is not bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dearness Johnson back there at 4, that's pretty solid. Being
behind Cam Robinson, Ben Barch, Luke Forster, and Brandon Sheriff, and Walker Little are at right tackle. Do you is it easy to say I expect Trevor Lawrence to be over 4,500 yards, right?
Oh, I think so.
Easy, right? Sure. I don't see the issue here.
I'm just checking one thing real quick.
Okay.
Because on mine, I have that Cam Robinson is suspended.
For what?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What the hell? No, I did not.
PED violation.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, at least
Well,
that's
they
better
did
than
draft
gambling.
Is this? You think this is why they got? Wait, when was this? When was this? Does it say? Is there a date on the article? Because Anton Harrison could just easily slide it.
April 27th.
That's literally day 2 draft, isn't it?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
damn, bro.
I have a feeling that
he got depressed because they drafted Anton Harrison, and then he I gotta beef up. I don't know.
But I have a feeling that because you opened the door for Anton Harrison, he might not get his job back when he comes back.
I don't think so. But they can move him though. Cam Robinson's good though. They can move him.
But I don't know if you'd want I would like to have the dev. Maybe move one of them to right tackle. I don't know, Walker Little.
Yeah, why not Cam Robinson when he comes back from suspension? Because isn't it like 6 weeks? It's 6 weeks, isn't it?
I think it's a couple. I think because it's his first one, I think it's 4.
Well, hold on, 6. But what didn't we have this issue with somebody last year that they were gone for 6 years? Or 6 years. 6 weeks. Yeah, it was your boy, Cardinals receiver, damn it. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, D-Hop, 6.
But yeah. Wasn't it 6 weeks?
Games.
First
yeah,
violation?
It was 6 games. Maybe it might be 6 games then. I don't see anywhere where it says how many games, but
6 weeks comes back. I think if Harrison's doing well at the spot, I would easily see Harrison or Robinson getting moved to right tackle.
So it said this is Robinson's first offense, and he could be suspended for 2, 6, or 8 games, depending on the substance that triggered the positive test. So I guess they haven't handed out the suspension yet.
Okay.
So it depends on what he tested positive for.
All right, so I'm gonna label it 6.
So I would just go 6 because it did say PED.
And that's it's somewhere in the middle. Like you said, 2 to 8.
Same thing. Yeah, that's the same thing that D-Hop tested positive for.
Right. No, so I'll
say 6.
I'll go about 6. Yeah. But no. Overall, though, even with Robinson gone, I still think this line can hold itself. Like it's still.
I agree. Well, because they got Anton Harrison, I think they'd be fine. I think this is easily top 10, maybe even top 5 offense.
Right.
Because with Doug Peterson under the helm, like second year for T-Law in the system, so this could be a very scary offense.
Oh, very much so. And plus, the division they're in, that's. I'm gonna say, we'll get to the schedule, but we'll probably have a lot more wins for this team than any other team we have, to be honest. But we'll get to the schedule.
Surpass the Eagles, but
no, but we'll get there.
But I mean, definitely going to be higher than most of the teams. I agree.
All right, so there's usually one guy that I'm always picking here, just for fantasy purposes. I always ask you, and there's always one guy. Usually it's a running back. But for Calvin Ridley, how do you feel about him? Dynasty-wise, what do you feel about him? And if is he worth trading? And what are you going to trade for him? Like, I'm just curious on what you think.
I mean, we all know that he's really talented. I mean, he wasn't he he was a first-round pick, wasn't he?
Yes.
26. It was first round, 26. I mean, I think maybe a second and a third I'd be willing to trade for Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know, you just don't know what you're going to get with him because, like I said, he's been like almost 2 years since he's played.
It's been a while.
Was it like week 6 or something when he last played 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, it's been a while. And he's already
like
28.
Is he all there? Like, is he, you know what I mean? Like, you have questions.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's all there and he's putting in the work, he's in game shape, like, there's no reason in my mind to think that he would be the number 1 receiver on this team.
Okay.
Like, no offense, Christian Kirk, but
I don't know.
It's a bit of a gamble in my mind because, like you said, he's already 28. It's been almost 2 years since he played.
I'm a little worried about him. I don't know how I feel about him though. It's the thing that he hasn't played in so long. What was that?
No, well, this was the first one. He said, "Hope they keep Evan Ingram." I don't know. They drafted a tight end in the second round. He might be out. And then he said Cam Robinson will have the highest base salary for next season at $16 million. Dead cap is 26 if they cut before June 1st. After that, it's 3.8 million.
Well, damn.
Well, if they trade him, it'll only be 3.8 dead
Yeah.
cap space. But after
that, though, after June 1st.
yeah.
Damn. I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
I don't know. I still think that they'll still be within the realm of possibility of having a great line. So.
Oh, I agree.
So, as for Calvin Ridley, though, I don't know. I'm not going to give you an early second. It's got to be a late second or, like maybe
I agree.
third round. But it's just like
if you're,
I don't know if I'm going to give a second and a third though.
Yeah. Well, I just threw that in. Just I don't know because like I agree. If I'm like 1, 2, 3, or 4, I'll keep in my second. I'm not gonna. But if you're like 11 or 12 and you like know you have a team that's going to compete, then like Calvin Ridley can put you over the hump. I mean, I'll trade the 11th in the second round for Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's such an interesting player because I think he could be productive. He could be like that Marvin Jones role that they were utilizing last year. Because right now he should be the 2, if not the 1. But then you have Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, who's just as talented in their own spots. Because here on this roster, I have him as the 1, Zay Jones as the 2, and Christian Kirk as the slot receiver. And I don't know what you have. Like,
I have Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, then Zay Jones.
Zay Jones at slot?
So I don't know who's slot because it doesn't say slot receiver; it just has receiver 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, all right. See, and that's I don't know. What I do like though is he's coming in as the number 0, as a veteran coming in, new team. I think that's kind of cool. He is probably the one that's like, all right, if he pops off, then good for him. But at the same time, I'm not gonna gamble too much for this guy.
Gotcha.
But that's just me.
Makes sense.
Now, you could sell this guy to the Trevor Lawrence owner and probably sell him for like a third, easy, maybe even a second, depending on how well they involve. Like if Calvin Ridley is getting off first couple weeks like 100 yards and a few touchdowns every now and like just once every game, I think you could probably sell him pretty high to the Trevor Lawrence owner at that point. Because it'd be easier to sell Calvin Ridley to the Trevor Lawrence owner than try and acquire Trevor Lawrence, because Trevor Lawrence is probably going to be an arm and a leg.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine what you'd have to give up to get Trevor Lawrence.
The farm probably. And probably, like, I would imagine you'd have to give up a decent quarterback.
Right.
A couple of firsts for Trevor. But that's just, Anyways, but yeah, enough about Calvin Ridley. Evan Ingram, I think they're going to, they should keep him around. Why not? You have a decent tight end who's pretty good. T-Law seems to like him. Why not? But then this Strange bet, I don't think he's going to outdo him. No way, unless he gets hurt, but there's no way. So, moving on to defense. Unless you have anything else. All right. Defense, I have a 3-4. What do you have over there? Go ahead.
I have a 3-4 as well.
Okay.
So, and I'm kind of excited, just as excited about this defense as I am their offense, just because, I think what they've been doing on defense is pretty good.
Right.
All the young guys they have in, surrounded by a veteran like Josh Allen. That's nuts.
Yeah, Josh Allen is probably the key piece, and Fuse Lucan. But here I have as Harrison Robertson at DN and Devon Hamilton as the nose.
Yep.
And then Fadasuki here at the defensive tackle there, where Josh Allen would play the other side of DN, so he's kind of a down lineman anyways. He's still labeled as DLLB on Sleeper, correct?
Yeah, I have him as weak side linebacker. So
That's interesting. Even
And
though
then
he plays down lineman, I just don't.
yeah. Well, he does, but he's like the rushing linebacker. That's what the
Right. And
3-4 is. So
he's
yeah,
at a 3-4 stance, correct?
yeah, exactly. So he
So
does. He'll move up. If they do the nickel, he moves up to the end spot. That's just what he does. But I have
I don't
Devin
think
Lloyd in. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think I've ever seen him in the 4 stance. In the
No,
4-point stance. I think I've always seen him in the 3-point stance.
I think you're right. I don't recall any time where I see him in the 4-point stance.
Yeah. So, but who do we have behind? We have obviously one of the best linebackers in the league when it comes to IDP, Fuse Luokan.
And then Devin Lloyd next to him, and then Trevon
Yeah.
Walker on the other side. Good Lord, best linebackers in the NFL.
Don't forget about Chad Muma gets in there too.
Oh yeah, and they got Chad Muma behind him. It's insane.
Shavon Clayson it gets in there as well.
Clavon Chase on, like it's insane.
So yeah, Tyson Campbell. The front 7 is going to be a plethora of dudes that rotate and get themselves the numbers. Like it's going to be very hard to figure out a way to get past these guys. Like I don't see it.
And then the crazy thing too is Aluakon is the oldest one at 27.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Like it's insane. It's not only going to be good, they're going to be good for like 4 years.
Yeah, this team is very young, and it's crazy that it a lot of teams don't have that luxury. This much talent and this young is just amazing. And this is why I'm so excited for these guys.
GM
I really am.
Like,
what's up?
So their GM deserves an award.
Oh, absolutely.
Bringing in all this talent, it's not fair.
Yeah. So here we have at the DB is Tyson Campbell, Rashawn Jenkins, Andre Cisco, Darius Williams, and Trey Herndon. So, it's not bad. It really isn't bad. Free safety a little bit. It's like they got him in the 3rd round last year. It's like, okay, all right. But Antonio Johnson may or may not squeeze himself into one of these roles as well. They're gonna have to hold their own because I think Antonio Johnson is one of those safeties that can elevate himself to the next level fairly easy. I know Brian
there we go.
This is one of his guys. So
Sir Trent, you deserve an award, man.
Yeah, 100%.
You've been knocking the draft out of the park.
Yes, 100%.
Like child's play, like it's easy. Oh, I got this. Don't worry.
But these guys are in a division where the other teams are crumbling.
Oh,
kind of. Well, I mean, hold on. They were crumbling. I think the other teams are now finally realizing, okay, they're falling behind. They need to fix themselves, which this last draft they did. We've talked about those teams. If you want to go check them out, we already talked about the Colts and the Texans and freaking
Bulky. Trent Bulky.
All right.
Bulky.
And the Titans as well. So if you want, they're in the team overviews playlist. If you want, it is.
Yeah, but they're here and they are working their way up. But the Jaguars are like here.
Oh, but here's the thing: they're also getting their way up too.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, these other 3 teams are not going to be able to catch up to the Jaguars until money's going to be the factor here in the next couple of years.
You're talking about Johnson.
He is tall and Brian loves this guy, and we didn't showcase this guy, but we were going to, but we never had the chance to.
Dang.
I think Antonio's going to get himself in there. So
yeah, I feel like the secondary, like you don't see the big sexy name, like you don't have like that big superstar, but they're all capable.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
And with the pressure of like that front 7's gonna have, you don't need like they'll turn those guys into Pro Bowlers because they'll just have balls flowing into their arms because of the pressure.
Crazy. Yeah, for IDP purposes, pick one of these guys, man. Pick one of these guys. Front 7.
Taking, gambling, and not taking is going to be hard.
Well, absolutely.
Who are you taking? Any of these from? No,
but that's going to be our next segment.
I know.
I mean, as we always do, we just did defense, but that is going to be our next 7, and I hope you thought about it. Did you think about it?
Well, I've been thinking about it. But Okay.
You're going first. So,
There's so many.
as we do,
takings,
he's
though.
taking gambling, and hell no, I don't want that guy for Dynasty. We look at both offense and defense, and for Dynasty, we kind of look at both sides of the ball, and it's there's a lot of options, Mark.
Oh,
There's a
no.
lot of options. But go ahead, unless you want me to go first.
No, I'll go.
All right.
I think as far as who am I taking?
And don't make it easy either.
Oh, I know. I mean, obviously you could be Trevor Lawrence or Travis Etienne or Aloha Khan or
Yeah.
Josh
Okay.
Allen. Like
Yeah.
there's just
Okay. All right. All right.
so many. But I'm gonna say Devin Lloyd. Um,
Okay.
I feel like working with Aloha Khan now for this is the second year Aloha Khan's been in Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think working with Aloha Khan, I mean, I don't think you can work with someone who's that good and not pick up like some of the things he does that makes him that good. Plus, I already like Devin Lloyd coming out of the draft, 6'3", 235 out of Utah. Um, he was like one of our top linebackers. We couldn't believe he fell all the way to 27.
Right. Right.
It was insane. Like we had him pegged in the top 15, 13 picks.
Mm-hmm.
I even was like at one point, Washington draft this guy because we need a linebacker. So I think he could excel. Like I said, working with someone as good as Aloha Khan, I don't think you're gonna not pick up stuff that he does. And I think this could just be the year where he absolutely, with Aloha Khan too. Like this defense is just scary altogether. But my guy is Devin Lloyd, still young. He's only what 23, 24.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. No, he's still young.
Yeah. And then
Sorry.
Gamble. I mean, the easiest cop out for Gamble would be Calvin Ridley, wouldn't it? But I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think my
It would be the
gamble,
easiest one.
my gamble is gonna be Evan Ingram.
Okay.
I do think that Trevor Lawrence likes to throw to Evan Ingram. It just needs to get a little more consistent. But with Brenton Strange behind him, there's like, is he going to come back next year? Because he is on a franchise deal right now. So it's like, is he even going to come back or is he going to go? Like, I do feel like Evan Ingram is a solid tight end, and he has the tools to be a top tight end in the NFL. He just hasn't had the chance to showcase it yet.
Okay.
He's also reached the age of 28. I didn't realize how old he was.
Yeah, but he's a tight end. Tight ends kind of last longer.
Oh, no, and I agree. So 28 at tight end isn't horrible.
He's got another 4 years in the tank that are solid.
Oh, I agree. So that's my gamble. And then as far as who am I not taking, there's not a lot of people in here. But for me, personally, I'm going to say Calvin Ridley. Just because there's a year, almost 2 years of just not playing something, you're going to be rusty. Mm-hmm. And then by the time he figures it out, he could be 30.
You think it's going to take 2 seasons, though? I don't think it'll take that much.
You never know.
I guess, but I don't know.
Just think of like, I mean, I know obviously he's a veteran, so it's not going to be like still, but even if it takes a year to figure it out again, 29 going into 29 next year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at what point are you like, yeah, that's just not a risk I'm willing to take at this point? Oh yeah, it picks it up again at 29, 2 more years, and the next thing it starts going back down. Is it worth 2 years of possible productivity? You know.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. Okay. All right.
Well, hey.
So Anthony.
Yeah, we had the same one.
Let's go ahead. All right.
So he's taking ETN. He's gambling on Ingram. And I don't know how long I'm saying this. Not taking Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good actually.
That's
2 of them were mine, and I didn't even.
You went Dynasty this route.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at Anthony. Think your Dynasty
I think I did it right this time. You did, man. Those are perfect. Like obviously, I mean, I would have taken. There's so many just absolute takes on this team. I don't think I've had this big of an issue picking a take. But you got T-Law, you got ETA.
Right out of the 4.
Like 6 people on defense that I'm like, I would just absolutely take this guy.
Out of the 4 that are pretty easy, T-Law, ETN, Who are the other? Fool say Luakan.
Mm-hmm.
Who was our fourth one that we say what?
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Yeah, basically those four. Outside of those are kind of like key. Yeah, I would want those guys. So outside of that, obviously, my take, I'll take a gamble, or it's not really so much of a gamble, but I know the way Doug Peterson ran his running backs. I'll take Tank Bigsby here as my for sure go, as my take. He's gonna be there for the next 4 years at least for sure. I think he's gonna run both these running backs. They're similar styles of play. If you know one is going in, you know the other one's gonna be just as good as him. They're different. I think Etienne's a little bit bigger than him, but the style of play they are, I'm okay with taking Tank Bigsby here as my for sure. I'll take him as a dynasty pick because he's a valuable running back. You know, a name like that, Tank Bigsby, you think a big dude, but he's actually not that big. He's actually kind of like on the smaller side. So I try to click on him as I did for you.
Tank Bigsby 6 feet 213.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh yeah, he's probably like 6'2", 220." I'm like, no, he's about average.
So he's 2 inches taller than Etienne, but 2 pounds lighter.
Really? I thought it was the other way around. But no, either way though, I still think that he's going to be utilized the same way. Like obviously Etienne's better. I'm not going to question that.
Yeah.
But I will definitely take Tank Bigsby here, despite him being labeled as the two. Like I said, Peterson will run both of these guys. My gamble here, though, I think I still believe in this guy. I still believe in Chad Muma. He was the first linebacker in whenever these guys needed a breather. He got more snaps than the other backup linebackers. And I think when him coming in now into his second year, it's like, okay, I think that he's going to be a lot better now. And it wouldn't be surprised if he, like, if Ufuse Luakan somehow doesn't stay with the team because of money issues, it wouldn't surprise me that Chad Muma ends up being there at that spot. For a dynasty purpose, I think that's okay. And I wouldn't mind taking a gamble on this guy. I really wouldn't. And he's productive. So you can see the numbers towards the end of the year. He was actually probably linebacker 1 for this team, just because injuries and stuff. But he was still like the most. He was the most IDP proficient guy from what that defense did last year. So I like Chad Muma as my gamble.
I like him a lot coming out of Wyoming too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What a luxury to have. Oh, Aluakon. We can't afford to pay you anymore. Oh, Chad Muma. I guess you're gonna have to start.
Yeah, just
or if someone goes down with injury, oh, gotta put Chad Muma in now. Gosh. Oh, horrible.
And for the guy I'm just not taking, this is so hard. Like I could say even Ingram, I could say Calvin Ridley, but this is hard because there's not a lot of pieces that I don't want to not take. So I have to choose one, as because we always do the segment, as we just don't. But I guess because you chose Calvin Ridley as yours, right?
Yeah, I said Calvin Ridley is someone I'm not going to take.
Anthony said Evan Ingram. Wow. I'm looking at this defense. I'm like, I like most of it, but it's going to be one of these safeties. Again, I think Antonio Johnson is going to take over. It's probably going to be Rayshon Jenkins.
Let's say Rayshon Jenkins. He's 29, yeah.
Yeah, so he might be on his way out. I don't know. As a short term here, coming from LA, it's like, okay, I think Johnson might or may not take his spot, but we'll see. Even though they're like free safety and strong safety, you could easily move Cisco over to strong safety or vice versa. So I think I'll leave as Rayshon Jenkins as my like. I'm just not going to take him on Dynasty League. So for IDP purposes, yeah, we saw that. So I don't think Jacksonville really need Calvin Ridley. Maybe they
No,
did
no.
though.
I think
Maybe
they
they
did
did
need
because go ahead.
another receiver. I think they did need another receiver
Because now
because
it's a good trio, Anthony. I think
Mhm.
it's a full piece. Like otherwise, it would be Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, and Jamal Agnew, which is not too bad. But if Ridley's as good as he used to be, you have a good trio with fresh legs coming in.
Mhm.
Because you throw Jamal Agnew in there, get a few reps off, catch your breath. All right, go back out there. Like it's fresh legs. So I don't know. I kind of like the move that they did. I really do. I think even next year, if it wouldn't surprise me if they go after a receiver next year because this year they didn't even go after one in the draft at all, did they? Like it was just running back, linebacker, and
No,
interior lineman and some DBs. They didn't even go after receiver. Right? It
no,
wouldn't.
they went through run back. They had an offensive line, tight end, and
Hold on, they
running
did get
back.
Parker Washington though, didn't they? They did get Parker
Oh yeah,
Washington.
Parker Washington, wide receiver out of Penn State.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So he's
That was
actually.
round 6, but yeah,
I'm surprised. He should have been. I don't know, I guess, but I mean, he's all right.
the fifth receiver. It's
Yeah,
5'10", 215.
yeah. So I'm surprised Zay Jones was that good last year. I think Vegas didn't utilize him the right way, is what it was. So when he came to a different system, I think it was just elevated him. But Marvin Jones and Christian Kirk were like the main guys that defenses focused on. Whereas Zay Jones was that sneaky guy who probably got most of like the inside seam routes in there. I was like, oh crap. So I think that's why what made him good. Then all three of these guys can do just as good this year. So anything else before we move on to the schedule?
No, I think we're right.
All right, cool. Schedule. I couldn't really find one like I normally find, but I found this cool one. It looked like a board that they had in the room, like sticky notes, marker. I don't know.
I like
I
it.
just grabbed it, but go ahead and read off the schedule, man.
All right, so the week 1, they're going to be down the street from me in Indianapolis playing the Colts. Week 2, they host a rematch of their playoff loss to Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Then they
Mm-hmm.
host the Houston Texans. Then they go to London for 2 weekends in a row playing the Falcons and then the Bills. Then they head
Yeah.
back home to play the Colts. Then they're in New Orleans to play the Saints on Thursday Night Football. Then you got the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Then they have their Week 9 bye. And then Week 10, we have San Francisco and Jacksonville. Then they host Tennessee Titans. Then they head to Houston to play the Texans. Then they host the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football. That should be a really good game. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
And then after that, they play the Browns in Cleveland. Then they got the Baltimore Ravens at home. Then they travel to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Then back home to play the Carolina Panthers. Then they end the season in Tennessee to play the Titans.
Yep. Yep. It's
So they literally got like a smack dab in the middle bye week. Not bad, not bad.
which is great for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. Between weeks 9 and 12. So maybe even 13. But what would I say? 9 and 13, 9 and 12? I keep forgetting. I don't know. But either way, it's within those weeks, it's always good for these teams. Oh, let's see. I have Indy, Houston, Atlanta, Indy again. I see them beating New Orleans. I see them beating Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Houston again, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and Tennessee again.
I
I
think
have
we
11.
had almost the same, except for I actually had them beating Cleveland.
Those two teams right there are weird for me. And I
Well, I
think
agree. I didn't come to that lightly.
I'm looking at them and I'm like, they could beat one of those teams.
So I'm at 11 or
And it
12 because
could
you're
be
11.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore was another hard one for me too.
I think they beat Baltimore. I think it's crazy enough that they could beat Baltimore. I'm surprised week 2 is not a primetime game. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
It should be.
it
It should be.
should be, but I agree. I was kind of
Am
shocked by
I
that one too.
crazy thinking they could beat Baltimore here in a primetime game?
No, I think they could be Baltimore. Their defense is good enough, and we know their offense is good enough. I mean, these are going to be some really good games. Like Cincinnati, could they beat Cincinnati? If they beat Cincinnati, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't know. I think I'd be shocked with that one.
Yeah,
I think so. I think Cincinnati could just run the floor with them, but we'll see. That offense is just too good
I get that,
for
but
Cincinnati.
how's their defense though?
The defense has a little bit of upgrade. It's not too bad. We haven't done them yet, but I know they're done okay.
But yeah, I think I'm at 12. Let me recount again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Oh man.
9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'm at 12.
I have them at 11 or 12. And if they beat Baltimore, that's Cleveland. Oh man, those two. They got Cincy, then Cleveland, and then Baltimore. That's a rough month.
Yeah, that's a interesting
little
3
bit, yeah.
weeks.
It's a little bit, yeah.
That's an interesting 3 weeks. Hey, you go to the north, go play all those teams.
yeah, just a little bit. But I think they could do it, and I think because I think they beat Baltimore at home, primetime game.
The Cincy game's primetime game too. That's Monday night.
That's true.
That's in Cincy though. So that's kind of why I give Cincy the edge. Or no, that's actually a home game.
No, that's home. That's in Florida.
That's home game too. I don't know anymore.
I don't think I'm gonna give him Baltimore. I'm gonna say 12. I'm gonna say 12.
12. I'm sticking at 12 as well.
11 to 12. No, it's not. It's not, dude. I've been telling. I don't think so, but I can see them getting there too. How much this team is changing? Look, Tank. I told you, man. Remember, I told you this 3 years ago. This team was gonna change. I told you. I remember that. Now they beat me too. I'm still on that 5-year plan. I still got 2 more years, and I still think they could elevate themselves to semi rounds, if not this year. But I think next year would be. This would be 4. The following year would be the 5th year. And I think they've already beaten me to where I thought they were going to make playoff. I'm like, I think I said 3 years ago, I'm like, this team, or 2 years ago, I can't remember. This team is going to get themselves in the playoffs within the next 5 years, and they're going to do great. And I think they're going to stay there for multiple years. They just beat the Chargers and spanked them in the second half last year. Yep. That was their first year in. I think year 2 or 3. So now I think for the next 3 years, we can see them in the playoffs for the next couple of years. It's a young team, Tank. It is a very young team.
Oh, no.
Over-under is 9.5. Favored against Indy, Houston, -8, dude. Holy crap. Jesus. 3.5, -8 for Indy. Falcons 4.5, Colts 6.5, Titans 5. Houston at plus 4.5. At Houston, really? That is such a change.
Mm-hmm.
How is that a change from -8 there?
Oh, because technically that's 7.5. Because it starts at a -3 for Houston.
Okay.
So to go all the way to plus 4.5, that's technically 7.5.
Yeah.
So that's pretty even with the -8.
Okay. And the Baltimore -12, and then they travel, with Tampa Bay in it. So they're favored, and then you got Carolina and Tennessee.
I think the crazy thing is he says the 49ers game is a pick 'em.
Well,
Interesting.
that is it's because of their QB situation, man.
I agree.
Like, yes, we've seen Purdy do this well. Can he handle it for a whole season?
And we got Anthony. Ooh, I'm taking the over big time. Yeah,
So am I.
I would too.
The key part is here, like the Jaguars have 6 games that they can win easy. 6 games. And that's their division, and that's all they need.
Yep.
So they could lose the rest and still make the playoffs. Why? Because they beat everyone in their division. Sorry, Houston is -4. Okay, all right. See, that was all right. There you go. All right. I was like, all right, I don't understand the jump there. That makes more sense. Thanks, Brady.
He meant -4, but that's still nuts considering Houston.
I was like, I was still looking. I'm like, that is a massive jump. Like, what happens? Did they predict a giant trade and Trevor Lawrence gets traded off in the middle of the season? All right, you did good. First few weeks. All right, bye week. Sorry, after Pittsburgh game, you're gone. I don't know. No, that's thanks, man.
I can only imagine the haul that they would get for Trevor Lawrence.
I don't even think it'd be enough.
It probably wouldn't.
I don't even think it'd be enough to be honest.
Probably wouldn't be.
And in this today's NFL, I don't think it would be enough. Like, there's no way. Like, he's just that good, and I think he's going to be something special.
I think the only way it does is you guarantee them they're going to have the first pick, so they can have Caleb Williams.
But it would have to be a trade with, like, the Cards or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, here, Caleb Williams and a bunch of other stuff. We get Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. And enjoy. Dude. I would not want that. I'm sorry, Braden, but no. I don't know. No, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
You would have to trade both of your.
No,
your
that's
picks.
weird. Don't put T-Law in those. No, T-Law is a Cardinal. No, that's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right, let's see what we got with the Jaguars going to 12.
And that could easily be 11.5. Just because I was on the fence between Cleveland and Baltimore.
Could.
That could even be 13 if they beat them both. But here we are.
4 teams left. They're sitting at the number 1 seed.
We got KC, Broncos, the Bengals, and the Cleveland Browns. San Francisco, the Dolphins, and we are good. Oh, and the Saints.
Oh, don't forget the Saints up there, yeah.
Yeah. But there you go. That's crazy, man. That would be a dream if Calvin Ridley wasn't there and Jacksonville got D-Hop. You know, how is it that D-Hop's not considering the Jaguars right now?
That's what I was thinking. Even if Calvin Ridley's there, why wouldn't you want to?
How is he not considering? I'm telling you, a lot of people are not talking about the Jags as much as they should.
I said that. When you asked me where would I like him to go, I said Jacksonville. I was like, put him
I'm
with
just saying,
T-Law.
nobody's thinking about Jags. Nobody's thinking about them. Like, I know we like them, but it's like,
Yeah, they're gonna own that division. Nobody else in the division is
well, yeah, I don't know
good
why
right
you're
now.
surprised. Did you wake up today? Have you not been paying attention to us the last couple months?
We could have put a 6 there, and they still would have won the division. So
Yeah, even with the 6, dude, I'm telling you, it's not that hard. That division sucks, man. I've been telling you, Tank. The Jags are they're young and they're good. With Fuste Luakon, I don't think he might be the first veteran gone, to be honest, but we'll see.
that, or maybe some of the people on the defensive line, they're a little bit older.
Yeah, they might go defensive line, wide receiver next year in the draft. Why not an offensive lineman? I think even tight end. I think that's what I think next year. What this team can do, because how many picks do they have as of now? I know they have their first round. Let me see. They have 8 picks next year. 8. They have the addition of Saints 4th and Carolina's 6th. And there's only a few pieces missing. It has to be defensive line, I think, next year. Yeah. Maybe another safety, defensive line. I don't know. It's funny to predict the other teams will get almost the same amount wins combined as the Jags.
Oh, yeah, 13.
We had them splitting with each other a lot.
Oh, those ones, yeah.
And then I think there was 1 or 2 games where they played the Cardinals or the Bucks, so they got lucky with those. Or well,
that is nuts. If you add them up, they have 13 wins to the Jaguars 12.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy what we got, dude. So yeah, here's our chart, guys. It's looking nice, kind of all smushed together, but we'll separate it once we do just one division, and we'll go from there. But you can see all the numbers, right? Is it not too like weird? Maybe I should change the Jets to a white one, and then
yeah, the Jets one's a little. Yeah, there you go, much better.
And then make that like a greenish. There you go. A little better. I don't know. But yeah, there it is.
12, 4, 4, 6.5, 10. Not
bad. Looking it, filling out the big picture. Yes. Once we're done with this entire chart, dude. Tank, I don't know if you've heard us in the other previous episodes, but we're gonna divide it, and we're gonna come out with our own prediction from who wins the championship to who order of the draft, like the worst team of the draft. We're gonna have a preemptive season here on the channel, and then we're gonna refer to that episode or those episodes depending on how long it takes us.
Yeah.
We'll see how well we do, because last year we guessed a lot correct.
Oh, we were wrong on a few, like the Seahawks, but
yeah, but I'd say about 90% we were right.
Yeah, I was gonna.
We just didn't have the proof to it.
I agree that like most of them we were within a game or two.
Yeah,
of what they actually did.
We had the proof. It's just I wasn't about to go scroll through every freaking.
Oh, I know, right? That's why it's nice to have this. You can just look at it.
I thought you didn't know. No. So we're going through order of draft.
Yeah. The 49ers are last.
Yeah, their first pick was in the third round.
The end of the third, too, where they got a kicker.
They're last. Dead last. So you need a live show, just people coming in for their bold predictions for the season?
Yeah. It's going to be a live show.
What?
So you should have a live show. So like Anthony and other people can come in and have their predictions.
No, yeah, we do all our shows live.
Yeah, I was gonna say all of our shows are live.
Come on now. I wouldn't look. The team was talking about these episodes early in the morning. Like, maybe you should do these like the night before, and it's really. I'm like, no. I like going live, and they're like, well, I mean, you get some rest. I'm like, I understand that. I'm the one sacrificing some sleep. I'm gonna take a nap after this because it's 8 a.m. I've been up since like 4 getting ready for this show because I have to do everything. But no, I prefer live talking to you, Anthony. You're here every episode. Thank you. And everybody else who jumps in. But no, I prefer going live, getting live reactions because you guys sometimes come in here with some wild, crazy stuff and then tell us, and then it's some of them are not bad. And we're like, holy crap, that's a very good possibility of that could happen. Like, I don't know. I just prefer live, you know? So
I agree. For a
tomorrow is Tuesday. What are we doing tomorrow? The Bengals. We got the Bengals tomorrow. So we'll be 7:30 my time. So Anthony, if you're in the same time zone as me right now, whatever you're doing, whenever you're doing, I don't know. We'll be at 7:30 in the morning tomorrow for Cincinnati Bengals, which will mean 9:30 over there for Cincinnati, right?
No, Cincinnati's in the East Coast.
Or is there an East Coast? So never mind.
They're further east than me.
Yeah, so it'd be 10:30. So, you're in, bro. You're like 4 hours away from me, dude. Yeah, so we're on the same time zone right now.
Oh, there you go.
That makes sense. Are you having fun or is that business? I hope you're having fun, man. I hope you're like hungover as shit right now, eating a good fat stack of pancakes and watching us on your phone as you're enjoying the breakfast hangover meal. Those are the best. Those are the best. And you just pass out again. I don't know. Hope you're having fun. If it's business, well then, hey.
No, the
I'm
best
sure they
is
flew
when
you out to.
You're drunk and you're at the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, and then you find pizza in the back.
Oh, yeah. Never business, always. There you go. All right, man. Well, you know what? You could be sleeping in, whatever you're doing. I'm glad you're here. But thank you. So, anyways, I will see you tomorrow. If you're up tomorrow morning, dude, we'll be talking about them Bengals. That's gonna be an interesting one. So, and then tomorrow, Brian has his show on the Nerd Huddle with the Bears. And so, yeah.
We still got to figure out. Did we figure out what division we're doing Wednesday?
Yeah, we're doing.
West. One of the Wests.
We're doing one of the Wests. Or one of the Souths. I think we're going to do AFC West.
So we do AFC South and go all Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, no kidding, man. The first round is going to be nothing but Jags. I think we're doing AFC West on Wednesday. Again, if you guys fill it up, I won't be in it, but it's fine. So AFC West on Wednesday, but tomorrow we're going to talk about Cincinnati Bengals as we break down that team.
Looking forward to
it. Should be a good one as well. So, anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of whatever the hell you're doing. Anthony, have fun as you're in Vegas.
Yeah, man,
trust me, because I love that place too, and I've been there. I've been there more times than a regular person should be, and Braden even jokes around and says, "How come you don't have freaking property there?" I'm like,
"You should as often as you go." I think that's one of the few things I'm gonna miss is like being that close to Vegas.
Yeah. Let's just take a road trip this weekend. Let's go to Vegas. It's great, man. Oh, Anthony. If you're there, is this your first time being there? Look, outside the strip, I recommend Blueberry Hill restaurant. It's they have bomb breakfast and yeah, Blueberry Hill. Look it up, man. Maybe you're sitting there right now. Blueberry Hill. Should be it. Is that's the thing? Yeah. Anyways, take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And as always, thanks for watching. Say goodbye, Mark.
He's a nerd huddle meet up in Vegas. Let's do it.
Hey, you already know I'm there. That is too freaking easy. You guys just need to come get your asses over here, and I'll meet you there.
Right. All right.
Say goodbye, Mark.
Later, guys. It was fun. See you tomorrow for the Bengals.
All right, later.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up in the place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate.